All right. Good morning and welcome to Breakfast and Dragons, where the characters are made up but the trauma's real. Um, we were just commenting that we actually like that intro. It's been a while, actually, with several people missing and everything like that, to finally get back to this one place that we were. And just a refresher, before we get into that, also, we're going to be a player down today. Derek, who usually plays Killian Roth, our lovable archaeologist from New Arcadia with a southern twang, will not be here today. Um, for you see, Derek in his real life is a teacher, and today is spring break, and he's taking a very much deserved vacation. So we love Derek very much. Wish he could be here. We tried to reschedule several times so he could actually play this pivotal moment. His character would be involved in. Um, but last week, the Storm Lord decided no, that wasn't going to happen, and knocked out my power. So, so we're just playing today, sans Derek. Um, Going in, the party has finally made it to the ruins of Broken Kate on the western side of the islands of Providence that is being affected by what apparently is an opening to the Shadowfell. The members of the island or the inhabitants of the island being affected by the influence of the Shadowfell have went into an emotional lethargy. The party trying to discover the cause of this and reason why the um, portal is open has decided to investigate these ruins that have a link to two party members past. One, Killian Roth, whose uncle had investigated this ruin 30 years prior with visions from the future telling him that his nephew would solve the puzzle that he could not solve, and Hearth, a servitor forge-born from ancient Arcadia who was destined to come here thousands of years ago, whose trip ended in tragedy as his airship crashed, reawoken by the party now. As the party went to rest near the ruins, wanting to attack it fresh in the morning, the party was attacked by two creatures from the Shadowfell, envisioned by Ben himself, before they could get a full rest in. And so we will come in where we left off with these two creatures coming out of the woods.
Oh
So,
dear. Well then,
on that note, roll for initiative.
yeah, just dropping right in.
I was like, no other way to do it. Let's
Oh,
roll this thing.
oh God, how does Oliver work? It's been so long.
It's been a month almost. It's
with his hands.
Well, I mean, I was out for the Hearth one shot, so Dick, I haven't touched Oliver or Stratera in a while.
Yeah.
The bane of
But he's coming out swinging with a nat 20.
Nice.
Oliver's all rested and ready to go. Let's do this. He's much more ready than I am. Excuse me while I drink more coffee. Oh, man.
Well, you're going to have to contend with Killian Roth as well for
Uh-oh.
a 20 on initiative.
Uh-oh.
Nice. What are the totals, y'all?
22 for Oliver.
Hold on one second. Let me get everybody set
I'll
up.
put it in chat there so that you've
I'll,
got it to reference.
I'll call you out as you're listed off. Ben, what's yours?
14.
14. Larissa,
10.
10. Whoa, that's low. Oliver, 20.
22.
22. Okay, Killian,
24.
24.
Mm-hmm. That tracks.
Servitor Cana, are we sticking with that name?
We'll stick with Hearth, and Hearth is at an 11.
11. Okay. And
Decent little spread.
them off. Not bad. Okay, so starting combat. At the top of the round is going to be Killian. So what you see before you are these two You can zoom in and see them if you want to, but these
Mhm.
two sunken-eyed, bloated, grayish figures of just steeped in shadow are coming out of the woods, one to your left, one to your right, as their mouths are agape and their jaws are just open, and you just hear this low as they're moving towards you. As their eyes look sunken, they're pinpricks of bluish eldritch light coming out of their eye sockets.
Well, that don't look good. And we're gonna move. Is this an actual rock? Does that?
Yes, that is an
okay.
actual rock, and let me get you before Gabriel asks for it.
I will never live that down. Ever.
Got you a grid coming.
Okay. So. Kill here.
I like that I took that role in Thane.
Okay.
Little tit for tat.
Switchies.
And let us do. So, Killian is going to raise one of the firearms, a few words under his breath, and a celestial burst will come forth from
Nice.
the gun, going for the one on the right, as a buildup of bright white energy forms at the tip of the gun and fires out in a comet of cosmic light.
Okay.
That is going to be a ranged attack. That is 23 to hit.
That definitely hits. And just, you're doing this one over here, right? Pinging?
Give me one moment. Yes.
Okay.
So, 5th level, it's 2d8. Doing 6 points of radiant damage.
Okay, so this cosmic light just smacks, and you see the creature just rear back and hits it. He takes it on the shoulder, and it singes with smoke coming off, but the creature just comes forward with its mouth agape, as if it's constantly taking in breath. And it takes 6 points of damage.
Well, let's see where this goes. And that will be Killian's. Well, let's see. He's got a few other. Bear with me for a slight moment, you all. I'm just running.
God, it's like you got a whole brand new character. What the hell? Dude?
A brand new multi-class character.
New character, who dis?
Oh man.
All right, yeah, we'll say that that is a coming off. Killian's very reactive. We're gonna call it at that. And
Word.
Okay. Well, Oliver will be making his way towards the nearest threat. You pinged this one up here, is that correct?
That is the one that you saw the celestial burst come out of one of Killian Roth's guns and smack into.
Okay. So Oliver will move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Bonus action to rage as his eyes.
When you get within this range, as you make eye contact with this creature, and you see these piercing eyes, at the start of your... Well, nope, go ahead. Never mind.
Cool. So
You didn't. You did not
I
start your
didn't
turn
start
in
my turn
range.
there. Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Noted. So as Oliver's running forward, his eyes fogging over, as you all have over time seen more and more of his spirits, the wisps that grow around him are becoming a little more tangible, even just when he rages. So you start to see those a little more pronounced about the surrounding area. So that is movement, that is bonus action. Since he cannot make it all the way there, he will produce a hand axe from his side and chuck it
Oh,
at this guy.
one feat that I miss in 5e that was in Pathfinder was brutal throws. I
Brutal
missed that.
throws. Interesting. I
You
don't know if
could
I'm familiar with
if
that one.
you could for ranged thrown weapons, you could replace your strength modifier for dexterity if you're a strong character.
So they tie that into thrown. So I can
Oh,
use it. A thrown weapon can use a thrown weapon baseline uses strength. A light thrown weapon can use strength or dex. So
oh, Bill did not know that.
yeah.
Bill learns, Hey, I'm learning how to play D&D here.
So this is not a lot of damage, but the damage is not the point. So this is gonna be a total of 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And while Barbarian Rage stuff otherwise typically requires melee attacks, the feature of the Ancestral
What it-
Guardian does not. So those wisps of energy streak out and grow up around this thing, kind of like clasping around it as it is now affected by my Ancestral Protectors. So it has disadvantage on attacks against anyone else that is not me. And that
Okay.
will end my
And
turn.
and what'd you roll to hit?
I'm sorry, it was an 18 on the die plus 8, so I assumed.
You're good.
My bad.
You're good. That's fine. All right. So, at the top of this round, it is their turn. This one will move 5, 10, and engage with Oliver. It will look. It looks at you. As it looks at you, the eyes that are also pinpoints kind of flare up and get as large as the sunken sockets they're in. You need to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
Oh, that's rough.
That's another 18 on the die. So that'll be a total of 24.
All right. So you don't take full damage from this effect. Wait. So, as this appears before you, you feel your skin start to tighten and weaken as these black veins of necrotic damage start appearing on your chest and arms as you take 11 points of necrotic damage from its withering gaze.
Gross. All right.
That's rough.
Yep, nothing about a barbarian that helps that out. So cool. All right, 11 points of damage.
Are you raging yet?
I am, but I only reduce physical damage.
Okay. So this one will move.
Not a baritone.
Nope. Can't have it all.
And also, the creature in front of you, Oliver, you do notice that as it does this, around it, the grass begins to die in a circle that stretches out about 30 feet from the creature.
Ooh.
And just starts to wither and die.
Oh, I love this stuff.
This creature moves forward towards Larissa, staring at her with its eyes wide open, as around it, another circle of just necrotic damage starts to spread out as grass starts to die around it. and that will be their turns.
Hmm.
Actually, no, take that back. Larissa, you are in range. Give me a Constitution save.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a lucky on that. Wait. I just wait.
It's a decent
That's a
range.
that's a 20. Dirty 20.
Okay, you
Nice.
also start feeling your muscles and skin pop and crack as the exposed skin starts to blacken, almost like frostbite, and split as you take 11 points of necrotic damage from the
Oh,
gaze of the creature.
that's with a 20? That's crazy. Okay.
Yep.
You take half damage on a successful.
Okay.
Okay. Then the glow of the ring he wears fading from the premonition that happened just seconds before. Uh, just has his staff kind of dug into the ground as he was going to struggle to get the dome up in time and kind of freaking out a little bit. Ben not being in a great place at the beginning of this. Turns and looks at Larissa with worry on his face as he sees her take a hit of some sort of energy. And he's going to use his movement to scramble up the rock here and look at Tannen and just kind of scritch him under the chin real quick. This is no place for you. And pop Tannen out as a bonus action.
And with a he pops.
And then
Hey, I'm gonna say he pops into little like fake kittens.
60 feet. Okay. I'm gonna look at the one down here that attacked Larissa, down to our 8 o'clock here. And Ben reaches a hand out and literally grabs the fabric of time. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, I think I'm good. Literally grabs the fabric of time and skeins it open, and before Ben appears this like tapestry of potential, and he reaches in and grabs one and yanks on it as chains of spectral green energy appear up around the base of the creature. And I need it to make a Constitution saving throw as I attempt to trap it in a moment of time.
17.
Okay, it succeeds. Nothing happens. The chains shatter at the base of its feet, and that is my turn.
Okay. I'm actually excited. That was the first time like I really passed against that ability because that thing's
Oh,
been like.
you've beat it a couple of times.
All right, Hearth.
Witnessing the one on the right attacking Oliver and the one on the left attacking Larissa, Hearth is going to immediately channel some of their internal energy and utilize Emboldening Bond as an action on Oliver and Larissa, both within 30 feet. Remember,
Okay.
if any of us are within 30 feet of another, once per turn, you get a D4, add it to an attack roll, an ability check, or saving throw you make. Should help with that Withering Gaze a little bit. And that is going to happen. We can also teleport to each other to take damage within 5 feet. But you have to be within 30 feet of the person you're trying to teleport to. And you will take all of the damage instead as a reaction. That said,
I apologize. I was reading a thing to get a clarification on something with Oliver. Who did you put that on?
I'll put that
Both
on
you and Larissa.
Oliver
Okay.
and Larissa.
Cool. Perfect.
And so my intention, Bill, is to get closer. I am favoring the side to support Larissa, but I do not want to be in that dying patch of grass.
Okay, the dying patch of grass extends 30 feet out from the creature as it's moving forward. So
Okay,
just
I
keep
see.
you can see it. It's visual as
Okay.
this
So
aura
it's
of death.
2 spaces in front of Larissa then.
So since
Okay.
I'm doing it that way, let's just because yay, astral.
Give
Or
him an
actually,
aura.
you know
Yeah.
what? This is what we're doing. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Yes, that is where Hearth is going to be. And as a bonus action, Hearth is going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay, I'll bring that up in just a second so I can give
That's
these guys
fine.
an aura.
That actually kind of makes it super hard to see with the black aura.
I can lessen the intensity. Just give me a second.
Cool, cool, cool.
There is your Heart of the Everlight.
It is going to emerge. It emerges from Hearth's chest piece as the light inside Hearth emerges and comes out, and it wisps in front of you, Larissa, and you see the light in front of you just casting out between you and the darkness.
Okay, so all right.
And then that is going to be the end of Hearth's turn.
All right, Larissa.
I'm gonna try to use my bonus action to cast Insightful Fighting on the one closest to me. So I'm gonna make an insight check against the creature's deception.
Okay.
My insight check is 25.
Nice.
They have surprisingly a +1 to charisma, but they rolled a 4.
Okay. Then I'm going to use my bow.
They're the most
Try to
horrifying
hit
thing
it.
I've ever seen, but I can't stop looking at them. Terrible beauty.
Does a 17 hit?
17 does hit.
Okay, so that's the bow damage. You just want me
Just
to
give
add
me-
it all up?
Yeah, give me the total.
Okay, hold on. The worst sneak attack ever. Okay, that's 19 in total.
Oh, okay. So this bow. Is this a magical weapon
Um,
or a magical arrow?
no, I don't believe that. Well, it's a +1 bow. But I don't think, no, it's not magical. It doesn't say.
If it's a +1 bow, then it's a magical attack.
Yeah.
Okay, so it takes the full force of all 19 points of damage as this arrow shoots into it, and you start seeing cracks of arcane damage within its skin as it's still coming towards you with the.
Did it damage it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm done. There you go. The little spirit that's got a red thingy. What's the pseudo dragon doing?
Little dragon is nowhere. You don't know where it is. That should not be on there. That's her
Yeah,
little spiritual thingy.
no worries.
Deep dragon. Okay. I'm done.
So, end your turn.
I did.
All right. Should have went into the second round. There you go, Killian. It is your turn.
Killian watches Ben scramble up the rock. I was thinking the same thing, friend. And he tries to get to some high ground on the rock. Yeah, about right here. Do just fine. And Killian is going to get some focus fire. Yeah, we're going to go for... Yeah, with these creatures being creatures of darkness, he's going to raise his gun again. Few words, and once again a comet of celestial light fires from the pistol. And a celestial burst. Well, does a 13 hit?
Which one are you shooting at?
The one that Oliver is engaged with.
Yes. Wait, 13?
Mm-hmm.
13 misses.
Okay.
As it just goes, Oliver, you see the celestial energy just flies right over your shoulder and misses it by a hair.
Okay. Well... Okay. That will be Killian's turn.
All right, so top of the next turn. Oliver, before your turn starts,
Yep.
as you are looking at this creature and making eye contact with it, I will give you the option. Do you avert your gaze and take disadvantage to attacks?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Seeing this happen, like in a moment of intuition from his ancestors, one of the spirits like flutters up in front of Oliver's face, and he averts his gaze before it can take effect.
Okay. So go ahead and take your round, but your attacks will be at disadvantage. Unless you make them reckless.
Exactly. So, all right. So, seeing all of this happen, seeing the forest dying around this thing, Oliver has decided that this creature of chaos needs to die as soon as possible. So, he will manifest his echo next to him as the spirit that fluttered up in front of his face shifts to the side and corporealizes into another Furbolg warrior. And I will make a series of lots of attacks, all of which will be reckless. All right, so base attacks. Reckless will cancel out the disadvantage, so just straight rolls. First attack is a 19 to hit. Yeah.
Yeah, you hit.
Okay. I'm just going to roll out the attacks real fast on a few of these. So second attack will be a 15 to hit.
Barely hits.
Okay. And I will be manifesting an Unleash Incarnation. So as Oliver makes 2 of these attacks, the Echo makes a third attack as well.
So cool.
That one will miss though. That is a 13. So, first sets of damage here. I get to reroll 1s and 2s. That is 8 plus 5 plus 2 is 15 points of damage on the first attack. 14 points of damage on the second attack. So a total of 29 from the Magician's Judge, so magical damage. And then I would like to action surge and do it all over again. Making, this time, Oliver making 1 attack and the Echo making 2.
Okay.
As they dance about this thing. That is 17 to hit on the first attack.
You hit.
24 to hit on the second attack.
You hit.
And 21 to hit on the third attack.
All 3 hit.
Jesus, dude.
So that'll be 15 on the first attack. Almost, that's a good roll. Sorry, 9 plus 2 plus 5. 16 on the second attack. And 14 on the third attack. So 45, I think. 45 points of damage total in the second round of everything.
So you guys see Oliver just with this great sword as another one of his ancestors appears beside him, just beating this creature back and forth with slashes and slices from these huge cutting great swords. And obviously at the final blow was on a creature that was already dead, as it just cleaves it completely in two as it falls to the ground. And as it hits the ground in the middle of this aura of death coming off its body, Oliver, you notice before it's even completely rested and moving, the skin starts to bubble as the creature starts to dissolve into nothing, into shadow.
Okay. As soon as I see that it is melting away and that is no longer a threat of it like regenerating or anything along those lines, I will use my movement to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and my Echo trails along 30 feet behind me. 6, 2,
I kept
there.
count of it, like I kept adding the damage. You did negative 28.
Well, overkill is overkill, so be it. All right, cool. That ends Oliver's turn as he and his Echo rush to the other threat.
Okay, this creature takes 30 steps forward, 30, 50, and enters in here with Larissa. So, as it moves forward in this almost gantly like walk, very quickly, almost jerking and stuttering, almost like a creature not meant to be on this plane, it moves forward towards Larissa with its mouth agape and the piercing blue pin dots for eyes as it moves. He continues to move forward, targeting her, but at the last second looks up to Ben. And Ben, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Lovely.
Ruh-roh.
It did not like you trying to cage it.
Not awful. 17 on the die plus 3 for a 20. Dirty 20.
As this creature looks at you, piercing into your eyes, you see its eyes almost as if it's a connection to another realm of reality. You feel within yourself your soul cracking and tearing as the exposed skin on your hand start to turn black and wounds start to open and seep as you take 11 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And that is its turn.
Okay.
Next up, Ben. And you are within 24 feet of it. Are you going to avert your gaze, or are you going to look at it?
I am not going to avert my gaze.
Then at the start of your turn, I need another Constitution saving throw from you.
So I'm going to use a Chronal Shift. Much better, natural 20.
Nice.
And I'll kind of explain the process of all that happens. So natural 20 for the roll.
Okay.
So do I take any more damage or anything? Okay.
Nope.
So Ben had a hand reaching out towards Oliver as he was stepping that way and was expanding his vision of the potential timelines. And then he looks at this spot in the node and realizes Oliver's already over here and the creature's dead. And turns back with that skein open in front of him. Anybody who happens to look at him, it's almost blinding looking into the potentials of future. And then he collapses it just in time to look up at the creature and takes the damage and expands it back out real quick in a panic and just grabs the first one he can to redo his roll. But unfortunately, in the process of all of this, he's kind of rocked back, and out of instinct, he lashes out with his mind as you see appearing over the creature 5 of those spectral silver spikes lash down at him at the same time. I need you, sir, to please make a wisdom saving throw for these creatures as I cast Mind Spike at 5th level.
4.
Total?
Yeah. He gets a
Okay.
+1 to wisdom, but I am rolling shit for these saving throws.
I will take that. 2, 3.
That Rick and Morty die is going away. pulling out the Cthulhu dice.
8, 16, 25, 31 points of psychic damage to this thing. As just all 5 of these spectral silver spikes just crank through its skull at the same time.
Okay,
and so that is something I am concentrating on going forward as well. And I do have a bonus action. Since he is within 30 feet of me. I need a strength saving throw from him, please.
It's a 21.
Okay, so additionally, as all this happens, he is buffeted by a wave of telekinetic force that his feet dig into the ground and prevent him from being knocked backwards. And that is my turn, sir.
So as these psychic shards just start slamming into him and piercing his mind and piercing his skin, he takes it. It's obviously doing damage, tearing away pieces of his flesh, exposing pieces of this eldritch-like skull of this creature that stands before you. But his eyes are still fixed on the party, and his mouth is still agape, and he is still headstrong into his task before you. As the psychic energy hits him and buffets him back, the shadows almost push on the ground behind him to keep him forward, coming towards you guys on his mission.
Nice.
So, ending your turn.
Yep.
Who's next?
Looks like
Hearth.
Hearth.
Do you? You are within 30 feet of this gentleman, of this creature.
Gentleman.
Do you
I
avert
have
your
known
gaze?
gentlemen. Okay. Now, I. So I'll tell you what I might intend to do. Is the intention of averting this gaze? Could I move back and then look again, or how do you want to approach it? Have me make the
It
decision.
says when you
Around.
start your turn. The
Yeah.
exact wording is when a creature that can see blank's eyes starts its turn within 30 feet.
Okay.
So
All
that's
right.
before
Well,
movement.
I will avert my eyes as I
Okay.
see as the light begins to illuminate this creature. I will feel this sense of the void kind of creeping in, and instinctually will seek to avert eyes and move backwards. As long as I am, yep, there we go. And that should put me out of range of that. And even if I take it now, it doesn't matter. I'm going to look, and
Well, it's
like
when you don't look, when you avert your eyes, you have disadvantage for that round.
sure, that's fine. I just need to see it. So as I now look up, Hearth is going to push energy out of their chest, and
Just to clarify, whatever spell you're casting that can see it still goes off. You're just
yep.
averting his eyesight. Like you can look at his feet and be like, "Oh, there he is." You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just need to see it. That's all I was doing with this,
It's
is
just if
mechanically
you
just
if
taking
you
it so I can see it.
yeah, if you have any attack rolls like ranged attacks or anything like that, it's just going to be a disadvantage.
Yeah, that's fine. This is going to be radiant flames begin to emerge from Hearth, and Sacred Flame goes off. It needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
This thing, for a creature that it is, has bonuses to everything except one ability. All right, that is a 16.
All right, just matches. So it does not land as the flames begin to sink into the darkness around it, but the spiritual weapon next to it, the Heart of the Everlight, is going to make an attack. Not a disadvantage. It is?
Yeah,
It's
it
based
should
off
be.
your sight, so it would be
Oh,
Yeah.
disadvantage, yeah.
All right. $15.
Barely hits.
Nice.
All right. I'll take it. The Heart of the Everlight wraps around Larissa for a moment, and coming up underneath one of her arms, slaps into the creature, doing 6 points of radiant damage. Or force damage, my mistake.
6 points of force damage. Okay.
Produces its own glove to declare the duel to this gentleman. Yeah.
Turns into a hand. The pimp hand of Everlight is strong.
It hits and then it's just glitter.
Dusts his own shoulder off. So it is still up. It does not look very good. It didn't look very good to begin with, but it really does not look very good right now. Sorry,
Okay.
remnants of being sick.
That will be the end of Hearth's turn.
All right, you tried your hardest to get it dead this round. Larissa, do you, as you are staring face to face with this creature, do you avert your gaze?
Larissa's still trying to figure it out, read its motions, looks dead straight at it.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
That's another 10.
As soon as she is about to take damage, Oliver will enact the emboldening bond and step in front of her.
Hearth was about to do it.
I looked it up. It does work for saving throws and such as well. So I
Yeah.
mean, rule it however you want. I completely understand if this doesn't thematically make sense, but I would like to attempt to use the emboldening bond.
So you rolled a 10. I'm looking at her. She's in the other room. So you
Oh,
rolled.
wait. I forgot something. Wait.
Oh yeah, you can use the emboldening bond to add the.
Yeah. Okay. Well, still not any better, but it's
D4.
12.
12.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So you do fail,
Okay.
but not by 5. So it does
Ooh.
not. So it does not kill you.
Whew, okay.
What?
Oh, what? No.
Oliver
Why?
immediately rethinks his decision.
No. My poor. Why is it always the tiefling?
Alright,
Why? Okay.
Is she taking damage, or was this just going to be an effect?
She will take damage,
Okay.
but Oliver can take the damage instead.
Yeah, I
Geez, one of those casual moments. One of those casual moments where you go, "God, I'm glad I'm a peace cleric," and then went, "You know what? I'm not going to try and sacred flame my first round. I'm going to make sure I try and give everybody an extra D4."
Yes. Thank you. Thank you,
So-
Hearth. Thank you.
So
Yeah.
instead of being reduced to 0 HP, you simply take 3d10 psychic damage. So, which actually I would have let Hearth take that death. If you can swap saving throws, if Larissa, technically, if Larissa fell by 5 and Hearth did the emboldening bond, Hearth would have been reduced to.
Oh, you mean Oliver? Yeah. You
Yeah,
mean
sorry.
Oliver.
Yeah.
But I mean, either one of us would have done it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But
like through the bond, I teleport directly in
it's
front
just
of her.
the damage. It's when they're about. I think it's when they're about to take damage. So,
Yeah.
if that damage is going
yeah.
through, you have the option to
It is
to
triggered.
take
It is
that
triggered by
damage on
taking
yourself.
damage. Technically speaking, a reduction to 0 hit points isn't damage per se. It's an effect, so that's different. But I don't want to hold things up. So,
All
regardless,
you take, as you stare at this creature and Larissa fell staring at it, its eyes lock on her, but you jump right in the way. And with the piercing gaze of this creature that opens up to the Shadowfell, you feel your soul start to wrench and twist as your mind just breaks and stretches, and your nose begins to bleed as you take 21 points of psychic damage.
Yup.
No.
Oof. Oof.
Mm.
Okay, Larissa, now you can take your turn.
And you can see him.
Yeah, you just see her get extremely angry. It's almost like the fire that's naturally burning in her is pouring out of every inch of her. And I'm gonna move right here, and I'm going to take my Summer's Dance rapier, and I'm going to attempt to stab it through its chest.
Okay.
Is that an advantage or disadvantage? Or does it matter? Because I just
Should
rolled
be
a 16.
advantage.
You rolled a 16. You barely hit it.
Okay.
But you have your...
I have my sneak attack, yeah.
Yeah, you have insightful fighting and an ally there, so you're going to have your sneak attack no matter what.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll just give you the total. Come on, sneak attack. Yay. Okay, so that's 20. 20 points of damage in total.
Nice.
So, Larissa, in days gone by, when you're in a tavern and you're describing this fight to people around you and your party members, how do you describe killing this character?
Seeing Oliver take all that damage for her, knowing that he is her friend and that he has protected her, she gets so angry that the heat of her fire starts flaming out. She twists around him, takes her Summer Dance rapier, and stabs it straight through the chest, kicking it off of her as it dissolves after the killing blow.
Nice.
So, piercing this creature and kicking it off of you, as even before it hits the ground, the flesh begins to bubble, and instead of smoke, the fumes coming off this body seem to be shadow that just comes off and roars out of it, merging with the shadows of the trees and the ground beside you as nothing is left of the creature. And with that, the forest returns.
Oliver takes a minute and a deep breath and oh well that that did not. What were those?
Larissa turns to you and says, "Thank you. Thank you, my friend."
Of course. Is everyone else all right?
You look up
Larissa,
and Ben's hands are black and cracked, and there's where his coat is open and his really frail, thin chest is covered in tattoos, and you kind of see the ribs through it. It's black and charred. It's I'm okay.
Hearth will say, I am fine. For those of you that have been wounded, please gather together.
Look up at Killian. Watch my back for a minute. And I'll hop back down and pick up right where I was with my staff, carving the runes in the circle for the tiny hut.
You're over the course of the next 10 minutes, you're able to get the tiny hut to pop into existence.
I will make it the same color as the rock, the rocks that I have cast it in between. Kind of malted so that it looks, even though it is smooth, it looks like rock. And collapse in the middle.
Yeah. As Oliver walks back into the tiny hut, the echo seems to just dissipate off the outside of the dome. As Oliver steps in, sits down to rest.
Oh, I'm sorry, your ancestors can't pass through.
Oh, they could be here. It is fine. They just are not needed right now, so they rest as well.
I'm gonna take a quick scan, just around the surrounding area before I step into the hut. Just to
Give me an investigation check.
Oh, that's an 8.
Scanning around, you don't sense as night's coming in. You don't sense any movement, even the typical movement of wilderness creatures. The shadows are very omnipresent in this area. Even you see the trees, but the normal gaps between the trees are just extra dark and void-like. It's very unnerving.
Not really turning her back on the tree line she's looking at. She's gonna step backwards into the hut or the bubble.
Okay.
Once everyone has gotten into the tiny hut, Hearth is going to enter themselves, and with everyone close to one another, will utilize the Channel Divinity Balm of Peace, and moving gently through the space with gestures and touch will restore 2d6 plus 4 to everyone that I move near. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points to everyone.
And as this radiant healing goes into everyone, that necrotic effect that caused necrosis on your flesh begins to heal, and fresher flesh starts to heal over the wounds, and it starts to go away.
And I did not take psychic damage, right? I just
You
took
did not.
Okay.
No, they only did. The only person that took psychic damage was Hearth. Or not Hearth, but Oliver. And everybody else took necrotic.
Tannen pops back in and is just mean mugging Ben. He appears right in front of him, seated, and just like, really? To Ben.
So during this period of quiet, as you guys just emotionally deal with what's going on, Larissa, you hear a flapping as you see this red-skinned pseudo dragon come flapping out of the woods and just lands on the rock and looks, he looks down. He's like, and he flies towards this dome that looks like a rock, and much like a pigeon,
just
right into the wall,
just hitting a windshield, just tunk.
right into this dome, and slides down the bottom. He kind of he lands with his wings going flat, and he's like, and like shakes his head, and it's like, and he's
I'm
like
gonna-
not understanding.
I'm gonna like pop out and be like, "Where were you?"
He just looks at you very in his head. Huh? I need a pseudo dragon hand puppet. That's what I need.
Please do.
Yes.
good.
I was like, and then I'm gonna like turn to Oliver, like, her and Ben, like, no way he can
Here.
get in the dome, right?
I can handle it right now.
That's adorable. What do I have around me? I have a moose.
Ah! Wait. Where is she? Hold on.
Oh God, no! I know exactly what she's doing. If you got the audience at home, if you see a stuffed dragon like come flying at me, there you go. You got
That's
Gen
what
Con
it is.
Perfect.
dragon.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's it right there.
So,
So good.
it looks at you very confused as to why it ran into a flat rock.
Trying to explain to it, well, this is where we sleep because, things, and like, I just like hangs her head and looks at Ben and be like, can I bring it in?
I'm going to
Ben?
take a moment as she's looking at me quizzically. I don't break eye contact with her, but I mind link with the pseudo dragon. And it hears in Draconic in its head, if you steal from her, I will kill you.
You roll an intimidation check.
10.
Oh, okay. So you look at it, and it looks at you.
No, it can't see me.
Well,
it just hears this voice in its head.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So you see it ponder and think, and let's see if it's intelligent enough. It is. Of knowing your voice is male, you get this image in your mind of getting stung by its scorpion tail in a very sensitive region.
I would like it to make a strength saving throw, please.
Okay, it rolled a 2.
Okay, as a blast of telekinetic energy slams into it, knocking it back 5 feet.
But does it take damage?
Nope.
I'm just like, I'm like sitting here going,
You
Really?
feel like a breeze go past you.
I
It
know you can fly past that.
it starts flapping its wings and flies off after this.
Where are you going?
And
Just shakes her head at this pseudo dragon and just like,
it
whatever.
was threatening harm against one of our party.
I don't know. I'm not real
I do.
sure to think. I'm not real sure what to think about it yet. I think it thinks it's bigger than it is.
I think it should be stuffed.
Just kind of like looks at you, and I said, "I'm sure others think I should be stuffed." And steps back into the dome.
No, you should not be. You're not a cunt.
Ah,
I'm sorry. It's been a very strange day.
it has been a strange day. It's okay. I'm gonna sit down once again, keeping her eye out, not for the pseudo dragon, but like where she felt uneasy, and just kind of like scan.
Okay. Unless you're going to roll another investigation check, it's basically the same feeling of in this clearing, it feels fine. The moonlight that's coming in and piercing through the canopy is it has a hard time trying to pierce the darkness between the trees. The shadows seem deeper and almost very apparent in this area.
Okay.
I do not know how much rest we will actually get, but I think we should try.
You all rest. I'm going to sit up and look for a minute. I'm going to watch.
If these dangers are here about Broken Gate, I can only imagine what is below.
I think, for transparency's sake, I think tomorrow I will be best suited for supporting you all. I'm not very good when it comes to the combative arcane arts. So,
Well, if Hart can continue to protect us like he has been doing, then I am happy to beat down whatever needs to be.
you know, I almost accelerated your tempo. I almost made you go faster, and then I realized I didn't need to.
Perhaps not this time.
I'll keep that trick for tomorrow, I think. We may need it. But I'm going to try to focus my meditations on remaining a little more utilitarian tomorrow. I'll take last watch. Are you going to stare at me like that, or are you going to cuddle me? Okay, fuck you too,
So-
Timon.
So about this time, Killian chimes in and says, "Well, I don't know, but I'm getting me some shut eye." And he just kicked his boots back and just lays down.
That's canon. That's about right.
Yeah.
Wait, Keelan, it's your turn for Walch. Oliver just kind of chuckles as he rolls over to go to sleep.
He pulls his little duster over his face and he goes, "Larissa volunteered, didn't you hear?"
Hearth is going to read her. I shall take all watches as well. And the divine energy of the heart of the Everlight returns back and then is reformed as some divine prayers to the Everlight are spoken, and a familiar looking shield and gleaming sword emerge as the spectral guardian of faith is placed over the dome. as an extra layer of protection. Hearth is going to position in a different direction from where Larissa is facing and power down, like back to back with her.
Okay, Larissa, you're not staying awake all night, are you?
No, I'm just doing like a first watch.
Okay. So as the night goes on,
If I may, uh, I've got one thing to do before the night progresses.
Okay.
So Ben lays down, and Larissa and I guess Hearth will notice that Tannen kind of stays away from him a little bit. Not like avoiding him, but he's staying separate from him. And you swear in Tannen's eyes, you see worry as he just kind of watches Ben.
I'm just gonna kind of like watch Ben for a minute or two. And I'm gonna speak to Tannen and be like, is he okay?
Mechanically, as a cat, Tannen does not understand you. But
Meow, 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 meow.
I don't know. My cat understands me a lot. He's like,
Our cat's dumb.
yeah, Tater is dumb. But he looks at you and kind of wanders over and bumps into your shoulder a little bit, and then goes and sits almost like protectively over Ben.
Larissa's just gonna make a mental note to keep an eye on Ben tomorrow and go back to watching. And while she's like on watch, she's gonna like pull out her book, like with the writing instrument she has that she carries with her all the time, and is gonna start like kind of like scribbling down about these creatures and drawing some arrows, and like there's the word Beckett with a question mark. Like trying to figure out how he ties into all this. And then that's all I'm doing.
Okay. So, anybody have anything else they want to do tonight? Okay, so as the night progresses, Larissa, Hearth, as much as you can tell in your semi-alert but powered down state, the shadows do creep in and almost overpower the moonlight a little bit, and you see tendrils of shadow whip out every now and again, but the darkness around you does appear alive, but there's nothing like that may suggest attack
Sure.
towards the night. Just unease, uncomfortableness in the area. But you do eventually rest. Everyone wakes the next morning to a nice morning. Heat coming off the ocean. You can smell the salt as close as you are to the bluffs that Broken Gate is sitting on top of. Little absence of animal noises throughout the forest. No birds singing. Quiet. And the day is yours.
I'm assuming we can hit the button for a successful long rest.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
waiting. I was waiting.
Hoping, praying.
Yeah.
So you see
Wishing.
Killian gets up and he kind of dusts his boots off. Yes, he has boots. Everyone has boots. and he's dusting it off with that leather-bound journal that he got in Kingsport from his that once belonged to his uncle. Opening it up, he says, "Well, pitter patter, let's get at her, guys. Let's do this."
Letter Kenny for the win.
Oh my god. Man.
Right. Before we start the day,
Still fits in character.
yeah. Before we start our day, allow me to help out a bit. And I'm gonna take a moment in my morning meditation to reach over to Larissa. I'll reach out as if to take your hand, and you see like that familiar like swirling green runes up Ben's other arm, and you swear your vision dilates for a moment. And I give you the gift of alacrity. So that is, you get a D8 on your initiative rolls for the next 8 hours.
The way I've been rolling, I'll need that.
And I will actually cast that twice. Once on myself and once on Larissa, excuse me, and once on Oliver. Oliver, same thing. Your vision dilates briefly, and you gain the gift of alacrity. And then, Hearth, my friend, I will hold up a pearl towards you. And wait, how long does it last? 1 hour. Never mind. Rethink that. It helps if I press the long rest button first before I start casting all these spells. Do. 1, 2, 3. Hearth, I will do the same for you with a gift of alacrity.
Okay.
I forgot
It's been
Fortune's favor was only an hour.
as Ben's like casting spells and green energy is swirling around him. Larissa just kind of like almost like the same way she does when she starts to fight a creature, just staring at him, trying to work out what's going on with him.
Roll your damage, yo.
Yeah.
Are you hiding your emotions at all?
Yes. Or him.
Ben, are you hiding your emotions at all?
Ben looks like a whirlwind of conflict.
Okay.
He having a hard time.
Ben's being a drama queen.
Not exactly a fair assessment.
Not exactly a fair assessment. Yeah.
Yes. Ben is, as he puts it, a whirlwind of conflict.
Mhm. Larissa's gonna kind of like scooch down, like crouch down, if Tannen is still around.
Yeah.
And kind of like call him over.
He'll wander over.
Be like, help me watch our friend today, okay? And gives him scritches and then stands back up. And like just averts her gaze before
you take psychic damage for looking at Ben.
Yeah. Or I take psychic damage looking at Ben. Yeah, like, no.
I'm not that strong yet.
Yeah.
So, I just full disclosure, I was just for character purposes was trying to figure out how much of this I notice about Ben. And I rolled a nat 20 on my insight check.
That's what I was
As for
about
my
to do.
personal-
What,
as
If
my
he would-
personal recognition
what
of,
would you like to
of what
know?
is going on. Just sensing that Hearth is going to very slowly come up to you and keep a distance, but come to your level if you're sitting or whatever you're doing. You seem troubled, my friend.
I will be fine.
I will say, it is very encouraging to come to this place where many of us have a connection to, some reason for us being here. I think it odd and yet not odd that we have found ourselves here together.
He takes a big, deep, kind of anxious breath. Just nods to you.
You are among friends. Know that?
That I do not doubt.
Then Hearth is going to stand, emerge, and be ready for the next phase of this adventure.
Okay. So Killian, straightening his gear, getting his guns right, and says, "All right, now that we're all done having our little social, can we get on?"
Indeed.
You seem agitated today. Almost like you're a different person. Not canon.
Not canon.
Player snark.
More, this journal was my uncle's, and a lot of secrets lie below, so I want to know.
I don't know that I am quite as excited as he is, but I will be glad to get out of this forest.
Also falling in line with, Killian was very excited to get here when he first got here.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. True side note,
Yeah.
it's really weird hearing Bill do a southern accent. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's kind of uncomfortably
Well,
familiar.
I should
It's
say-
like a little uncomfortable for me knowing he tries not to have one.
I was about to say an affected Southern accent, because Bill definitely has a Southern accent.
I try not to show it. That's very
No,
much try not to
you-
show it.
People like you, I think all of us here are in the same boat in which we are able to, we have embraced the art of articulation in a way that is different.
No,
from
that
the
show that
region.
we're from Kentucky and Tennessee.
Mine bite. So sometimes the Jersey words come out and sometimes the Tennessee come out. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I
You're a
have a
great
tendency for mine to come out a lot more whenever I'm back home around my family. It just
Of
just
course.
happens.
Yeah.
It comes
Yeah.
out way more often, especially if there's any bourbon involved.
One reason I miss my grandmother, the Irish accent came out when I was around her. So, as you guys move forward, back into the ruins of Broken Gate, you didn't camp very far away. The tower was always, and the remnants were always in sight. Moving towards the corner, taking your time, being cautious. The ruins haven't changed. They're not, doesn't seem any more omnipresent or dark entities here than naturally was. The area still remains to be almost completely derelict and eroded from what it possibly could have been. Both Ben and Hearth would recognize the Arcadian architecture that this once was. This tower would have stretched way into the sky, but now just the base of it remains, with evidence of a lot of it sloughing off and going possibly under the water of the cliffs down below now. And the simple base, the ground floor, and what possibly lay below this tower remains. And making your way through these ruins of any details, heretical, heraldry, ancient carvings, anything like that has been through centuries of salt spray and wind have just been eroded to almost a lot of this just looks like natural rock. And making your way to the corner, you unearth the entrance that you found before that you recovered as the stairwell lead
And
down below.
so, as we're moving through this space, whereas the day before, many of you would have noticed a sense of seeking and questioning from Hearth, and Hearth not really being sure of what they wanted, what they were looking for, just looking for answers. Hearth moves beeline towards this entrance or this descent with a sense of purpose that you have not yet noticed before, an unbreaking drive as Hearth makes sure that they are the first one down into this place.
I'm gonna call out to Hearth and just be like, "Do you know where we are? Do you know what this is?"
Hearth will turn back. I know where we are. I do not quite know what it is or what it has become, but I have waited thousands of years to be in this place.
Kind of looks at you quizzically because she, like, I thought. Are you remembering something?
I have remembered a few things.
Pulling at that thread.
This is where I was originally sent. The airship that you found near me would possibly have been my last resting place if winds of fate had not brought us together. I do not know what we will find in here, but if it is a bridge between two worlds that would have been better not to meet, I hope to do something about that.
Pulling at Gandalf and pulling his staff down, the purple wood staff that Ben's been working on. He'll kind of the gnarled twirl at the top where he's stuck a bit of a crystal. He'll blow on it, and the light begins to emanate from it as I cast light.
Okay.
And emerging down into the space, Hearth opens
His heart light.
more flaps on the front piece of their body, and the ever bright lantern effect just emerges out, and
Nice.
the darkness is probed by Hearth's descent into the stairway.
Leave it alone, Bill. I saw that snarky comment. Leave it alone.
I got called out by a viewer during Thrain, who's in the chat right now, that I asked just to be present, if my character was present, just to make a dad joke. I am known for my dad jokes.
He has X number.
Advantages of being the DM. You're always
Yeah.
Yeah, he has X amount per day. So if he uses them all in the stream, that's on him.
So,
And by X amount, you mean unlimited.
Before Hearth heads down, Oliver will kind of chime up from the back of the group. I do not wish to be in your way, but so perhaps if one of my ancestors can follow closely behind you, just in case. And his echo will follow up kind of incorporeally behind.
Can you keep that up indefinitely? Like, can you always have the echo with
As
you?
long as I am not unconscious or I don't summon another one or it is destroyed, it is there. If I want it to be.
That's kind of neat. It's like
it has 1 hit point.
the spectral double mint gum commercial.
Dude, it's like a trap foil. You just send it in front of you.
Well, it's incorporeal.
Yes and no. It's weird. It's also not technically a creature, so that causes some weirdness on what can and can't affect it and all that kind of business. So
it's interesting. So, anyways,
so
all of you, Killian opening up the journal and closing it, you all start heading down this dark stairwell with the light of Hearth, the light of Ben lighting your way. It's very well worn. Dust has settled on these steps. It does look like you're the first people to be here for some time. As you get to the base of these steps and the light coming off, you do find before you a room, smallish in its size. The inner chamber is made up of a different type of sandstone than you saw up above. The reliefs layer the floor in one large circle. 2 circles off to the side. There seems to be carvings of planar symbols and religious iconography all mixed in together. And on top of all this, you see Roth just steps forward. There is chalked drawings and everywhere. Someone has been here, be it some time ago, and has started translating hieroglyphs, has started asking questions. Like, you just see chalk details all over this room of someone trying to decipher what this room was. And you eventually, Jesus.
Yeah, that's right. Let me turn that back down.
You eventually, as he's walking in, Hearth has this book open. And all of you should have access to this handout to see the details of this room. And you see him pointing at some of the chalk outlines. He goes, this my uncle's handwriting. He was here.
Oh, this is the puzzle.
So, Bill, I'm gonna use, while everybody's just kind of like standing around looking around, I'm gonna use kind of like the eye for detail. I'm trying to like pinpoint, even though really eye for detail doesn't do this, but however you want to do it, I'm gonna try to pinpoint like a secret room or something that's hidden in and around me, like an object, to kind of see if I can make a little bit more sense about what's going on.
Roll an investigation check. As you're doing that, and everyone starts to spread out and investigate, you see Killian goes, hold on. My uncle did say in his journal they left behind some protections. So just be careful. There might be some traps.
Okay. Before that like dissolves. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's a 10.
A 10.
Mhm.
Looking around, it's a mass of information. You see all the hieroglyphs are scrawled and everything like that. Um, it's a lot of basically with a 10, you're not going to make anything out.
Right.
You see there's remnants of there was obviously people here for a long time. There's stacks of crates with various dry goods that have gone bad. Remnants of a camp down below. All of this has been sealed off. The air in here is very stale. It smelled of dried wood and just confinement of in this dusty old place. And surprisingly, more dry than damp as close as it is to an ocean. Not really that much of a moisture in this room.
Um, to refresh Trish's memory, because I think I have something back here. Does this like kind of resemble the arcane graveyard?
The arcane grave, the architecture is very similar. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, Hearth and Ben. Hold on. Um, so Hearth and Ben. One thing that you notice, um, throughout your memories of the arcane of growing up or being created within the Arcadian Empire, they love their stonework. They loved basically a flat Arcadian wall was just another excuse for a carving of a famous historical event or iconography identifying the Kaatia or the prime gods. It's or the schools of magic. Here, the stonework is odd. Um, it's been changed some time ago, and it's evidence that from two people that lived during the time. Normal people, archaeologists looking at it, they could probably tell, but all of this has been changed. As if, to put it in layman's terms, someone came in and remodeled.
Yeah. So as we're descending down the stairs, Ben's hands are like trailing along the wall, and like there are differences, absolutely, but there's still enough familiarity for Ben, I think, to that it's tugging on some emotional chords for him.
It's familiar, but obviously different, as it's like walking into a house that you know, that you grew up in, but someone rearranged everything and someone painted the walls a different color.
You have to forgive me. Gabriel doesn't know what that feels like because I never grew up in the same house. It's like we moved all the time. So, um, so are the carvings on the reliefs, the circle, the wheels, are they identical to what we have in the journal?
Yeah. The drawing's different because I'm not that good of an artist. So
Yeah.
just looking at it, go off the journal. But yes, pretty much. The journal handwritten is the translated version of what's happened. And Ben, you see and Hurst sees this. The translation, it's a very Stargate moment. Some of the translations are wrong. Like you go over this one, it's like, oh, that's not sky. That's that's supposed to be heaven. And some of the hieroglyphs are translated wrong.
I'll do that. I'll like smudge out one and rewrite it real quick, and then I'll look over at Killian. Think about his like mistranslations of things.
But
Hey.
Killian's enamored with. He looks like a kid that is getting to walk in the footsteps of a hero. He obviously idolizes his uncle, and being able to pore over a journal and walk around and see his work. Killian is just absorbed in what's going on.
These are rotated. Looking at the handout and the way he's written out the symbols and the way the symbols are represented on the stonework on the floor. Well, he misspelled this one, but these are rotated.
Killian looks at the journal and says, "My uncle, he's a smart man. He's very intelligent, gift in the field. There's something he's missing. There's a trigger. There's something he couldn't understand. He left this for me, thinking that we can figure it out."
Well, that does not disappoint him. So
what can we do that he couldn't?
Give me a moment. I'm gonna sit back against a wall and meditate for a moment and take time to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
As a ritual.
So, over the course of the next 10 minutes, unless anybody wants to do anything, you cast Detect Magic. And what's the range on that again? Just because I'm lazy and I want to look it up.
Yeah, it's not that far. Like I'm gonna have to walk around the room 30 feet, so
30 feet.
within my aura, easily. Within where I can
So-
see.
So, casting Detect Magic and walking around the room, nothing begins to ping you except for on this, as you're walking around on this column over here, one of the bricks has a slight sheen of magical potential.
If I study it for a moment, does it reflect a school of magic or a particular color or aura?
As you get close enough to look at it, it is an imprinted glyph.
Do I know the glyph?
It possibly is a message glyph that if you place your hand on it, it'll... Oliver, by the way, Oliver, as you near the back of the room, you do find a stone tablet that is etched on the back panel of the room. And
What
Killian,
exactly is on the panel?
I'm going to share it here. You will see it just a second.
Killian, did your uncle have any arcane talent or potential?
You'll see a stone tablet and handouts.
I have so many pop outs going right now.
So Killian's like, he studied magic, but no, he never had talent.
I'm sure this is going to go badly. and I will place my hand against the rune.
Yeah.
As you place your hand against the room, there's almost a jolt of arcane energy as this wave comes off of you and spreads throughout the room. And before Oliver, you guys see the arcane energy come off and coalesce to form a mouth.
No. That's not
And
creepy.
this arcane mouth just kind of floats above you as it begins to speak in ancient Arcadian. And Bill's not going to try to do that because I bastardize other languages. Begins to speak an ancient Arcadian that translates into half of 10, beginning to end. One must look backwards or start again.
So half of 10 beginning to end. One must look backwards to start again. Is that what you said?
Yes.
One must look backwards to start again or start again.
Or start again.
Or start again. Okay.
And after the message is delivered, it vanishes.
Well, that was odd.
Mm-hmm.
Heart, there's a tablet back here. I don't know what any of this means necessarily, but there's something about the light. Maybe
The
if you want
ground
to take a
beneath.
look.
As you're saying that, Oliver, you start feeling the ground beneath your feet start to rumble.
Oh, good.
And you see the sand start to vibrate. And you start hearing a mechanical whirring noise. As two holes appear beside you. And out of it, these creatures you've never seen before. Human bodies with servos and tubes attached to them as their drill arms drill out of the floor from where they were buried and start crawling their way out of it. They're an abomination of clockwork and human tissue.
Gross.
Yeah. Are these like the things that were?
Soon as...
Are these like the things that were
No, go ahead.
guarding the glaive when we found it?
What?
No, the glaive, like where we found the magician's judge and stuff. Like
No.
Okay.
No. These are something completely different. These are let's see if I can be able to.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Hearth.
No, it's seeing if I can send that to. No, I don't think I can. I was trying to send it to the chat, but I can't. So, they are a combination of. Hold on, maybe I can do this. Let's see, because that'd be neat if I can do this, because that means the viewers can see it too.
Got some nasty straight up from the Adeptus Mechanicus coming out of these holes here.
Pretty much. Very, 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 very similar.
I mean, do these things look hostile, Bill?
They don't look nice.
But they're not attacking yet.
Well, as soon as that happens, emboldening bond, I'm gonna drop that on Oliver and Larissa and I.
So,
Bam.
as these creatures unbury themselves, you hear Killian go, "Aw, damn it! I should have known." So, we will have roll for initiative.
Ooh,
Okay.
If we are
Ugh.
gonna, if we are about to roll into initiative, could we by chance take a break first?
Yeah.
Yes, we'll do that. We will come back ready for combat. Um, so we will see you guys here in just a little bit. Thank you. I almost forgot all about that.
All right. Back
Excitement.
just a few for the shenanigans. And we are back.
Yay! Awesome. Okay, so we rolled some initiatives while we were away, so we can go straight into this like very, very happy combat where everyone actually got to see what they were fighting while we were
Super
while we were
happy.
off screen. They
Womp
got to
womp.
see a
Mama.
picture of it. So, starting us off, Larissa, these abhorrent like combination of what was once a human being desiccated and decayed and almost mummified starts coming out of these holes as its drill arm drills its way out. Its other one, made of that has another attachment on it, pulls itself up. They reek of death and formaldehyde and machine oil.
Okay. So are these things that look like crypts, are they actually like up or are they flat?
They are columns that go all the way up to the ceiling.
And they're like square.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to do two things. One, because I can see it. Let me double check. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Because I can see it and it isn't incapacitated. I'm going to try to insightful fighting on the one to the right.
One to the right. Insightful fighting. Okay.
And then sorry, that's like taking a minute for some reason. So that's a 21 on the insightful fighting.
Okay.
I
You definitely beat his roll.
I'm going to try to hide behind this.
Yeah. Is your insightful fighting a bonus action and you're using an action to hide?
Yes, my insightful fighting is a bonus action. I'm gonna move up and use my action to hide.
All right, give me a stealth check.
That's an 11.
All right.
And then, see, I used a bonus action, I used my action, I moved. Okay, and that's my turn.
All right. Hearth.
Okay. So,
With Killian on deck. So you twice.
yep, we're gonna start off seeing these creatures pop up, hearing Killian's response. We are going to reflexively launch Sacred Flame at the one on the right. It needs to make a dex save of 15 or 16.
It rolls an 18.
Okay, so that does not land. It is going to have the Heart of the Everlight launch out towards it as...
And where do you want it to appear?
right here.
Okay. Bam.
And that's going to make an attack. That is going to be a 12 to hit.
Oh no.
Does not hit.
All right. Oh, well, it got off. Let's see, where are we in relation to 2? All right. That should... We're going to move up a little bit. All right, that is Hearth's turn. And Killian. Now, does Killian have an idea of what these are?
Killian knows exactly what these are.
Okay. I don't I kind of don't want to have you reveal to the entire group what is going on, but Killian's going to try and suss out a vulnerability for these things.
Well, I'll go ahead and tell you. They can't be exhausted, they can't be charmed, they can't be frightened, they can't be poisoned.
Okay. All right. Well, then Killian is going to aim the pistol. And wow, that is not good.
Is he aiming for the one on the right as well?
On the left.
Left,
So the
okay.
one near the echo on the map.
Are you just shooting the pistol, or are you using
It's Eldritch Blast as it
Okay.
emerges, but that is an 11 to hit. So
Does not hit.
This is going well so far, but I'm not going to get hung up on it. That is... Killian does that. He's got pretty good range in this space. He's going to keep to about right here. And let me check one last time what kind of bonus actions we got going on for him. Yeah, we're fine. All right, there we go.
All right, passing it off to Ben.
Okay.
He's going to do a bardic... Sorry, I forgot that these reset. He's going to do a bardic inspiration on Oliver, as Oliver is now like between these two things.
What does he say?
Kind sir, do your thing.
You feel inspired, Oliver.
Feeling so good about it.
All right, Ben. What you doing?
Ben looking up, looking around. I'll stick with the brain work. And the ring on Ben's hand flashes briefly as he utilizes one charge of the Ring of Iben to give himself advantage. And he would like to take a moment to, as an action, so bonus action, ring, action, study the circle to get a better understanding of it in relation to the riddle.
Okay. Roll me a investigation. Check.
Awesome. 18 plus 8 for a 26.
There's something, you're missing a clue.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find.
When it comes to this, there's something missing. But with a high investigation like that, it might be that tablet that Oliver found.
Tanware.
So, that is Ben's round,
Okay.
right? Is there anything else you're doing?
No, that's it for me.
All right, end your combat.
Yes, sir.
All right, so the first reanimated laborer moves out of the hole, and you see as he does you hear this of these servos as his legs pull himself out of this hole, followed by just dust and debris of being buried underneath this floor for 30 years. As it moves, and you just hear the servos start whirring as it very quickly moves 40 feet to beside Hearth.
I don't know that it necessarily would have, but if it moved within 5 feet of my echo, I could make an opportunity attack on it.
Oh god, that echo merges. Okay, I didn't even notice that. The color of that echo, I couldn't even see it. Yeah,
It
definitely.
wouldn't necessarily have to in a straight line, but it's up to you on whether or not I could take one.
I'll give it to you. I mean, if you want to use your reaction to do it, that's up to you.
Sure. I will take a swing with the echo then. For a whopping 12 to hit, so
Does not hit.
yeah.
So this creature moves up, and actually, it's not going to engage all the way. It's going to get to about right here as one of its arms opens up, and you see where they do not have hands. One has a gripping claw, and the other opens up his arms. As it splits open, this box slides up of this grinding metal, and you hear as several automatic crossbow shots are shot out towards Hearth from his arm. As it fires twice, one with a 1 and a 2 as well. They've been buried for a while, so both of them miss hard, dunking into the wall. This one pulls itself out of the ground and making the same grinding noises as the gears. And Oliver, you get a good view of it now. It has strange pumps coming off the machine on its back, attached to it, seeming to move its arms and its limbs as hydraulics move this body, and a very grotesque version of nature of this machine and mechanical work moving this body towards you. Reaching forward, it pulls up a hand that apparently has a nozzle on the end of it, and a jet of flame shoots out, lighting the area towards you. Make me a dexterity save as it shoots out in a 15-foot cone.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry. I have advantage on dexterity saves, so that will be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so half damage on a success. So you take 9 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And that will, let's see. That will end their turns. Oliver, it is now yours.
Okay. Then in that case, my echo is going to shift over here towards this one as I close in with the other. And the first attack for the round is going to come from the echo. Not making these reckless at the moment. That is a 25 to hit.
25 to hit. Yes, you definitely hit him.
Okay. Then that will be... Oh, I'm sorry. Bonus action to rage before this.
Oh,
If
okay.
you're
Yeah.
okay with that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Um,
It's not like you're 2 rounds back. It's like, oh yeah, I meant the rage back then.
right. So that'll be a total of 15 points of damage to that. And then as it strikes a few more flits of spiritual energy, spirits kind of build up around this construct as it is now harried by the ancestral protectors. And I will make the other two, or my second attack on the other one up by me for another 25 to hit for a total of another 15 points of damage. Apparently that's just how much damage I do when I swing these days. So that's bonus action attacks. Gonna stay there as far as movement is concerned, and that will end my turn.
Okay. Top of the second round, Larissa, back up to you.
Okay, I'm gonna move 5 feet. Which is just looks like it's just about 60 feet. And I'm gonna shoot. She's gonna look at try to feel back and feel that she only has a certain amount of arrows left and just be like talk to it as she pulls it out and be like, just be straight and true, and then she's gonna fire off her sharp bow.
Legolas.
Yeah, Legolas. And it's gonna be a 15.
15. It is not straight nor true. It slams into the wall.
She's
Oh,
gonna
no.
curse, and then she's going to pop back and then use my bonus action to hide.
Okay.
Do I need to roll a stealth for that?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Yay, rogue. Okay.
If you were coming out of stealth to make the attack, would you have had advantage on that attack?
Technically, she would have because she did beat its passive perception and it did not know she was there.
Okay. Well, let me
yeah.
try to again. That was still a 16.
Barely misses.
Okay. My stealth is a 27.
Okay, yeah, doesn't know you're
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. And that is the end of my turn.
Okay. Oh, sorry, that was my bad. I didn't mean to end the turn. So Hearth is seeing all of this happening. 5, 10.
I can put it back on you. There you go.
Thank you. Going to move right here. And from the chest cavity, from the gaps of energy that you see in the joints of Hearth, more of the spectral light begins to emerge as the spirit guardians.
I was waiting for this. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you to do spiritual guardian.
Feet as they pass through the area.
So
it will not land right now, but on their turn it will.
Okay, don't bring up your aura because Astral, this is my Astral plug for the show. Astral has released all of these amazing animated features for free for people that are just use the Astral service. They are free animated features. They have spells. They have area of effects. They have great animated gifts that are free for any people that use, whether you have a free account or a paid account. So with this in knowledge, they released a one that I took advantage of called Spiritual Guardians and created you a template.
Ooh, look at that. That's
and
awesome.
I'm going to sign it to you so you will be able to move that with Hearth when you move your character.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. Gorgeous.
That's super pretty.
Yeah, that's amazing. Some of these gifts are absolutely amazing, and I've had so much fun playing with them. I can't wait till someone gets to spell Bigsby's hand. They have a Bigby's hand.
Nice.
Don't know that I will ever take that one, but we'll see.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
There, I showed that.
So that is...
Yeah, I showed that to Gabe before the stream. Yeah, I showed it to Gabe before the stream. I'm like, I can't wait till he casts Spiritual Guardians.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is so cool. Now, so these spirit guardians just emerge and begin to fly throughout the space. And the heart of the Everlight is going to traverse its way over and make an attack. That is a 22 to hit as the Everlight.
You
Leans forward
do hit it.
and smashes into a key area of the servos, doing 4 points. Or wait, hold on, let me double check that. Doing 8 points of force damage.
Okay.
And that will be Hearth's turn. And Killian, anyone can kind of hear. Let's try and corral these boogers. And he comes up here and is going to do an eldritch blast on the one near the echo. That is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
He aims the pistol dead center and center mass, and the eldritch blast erupts from the pistol and slams this creature back 10 feet to here, right next to Hearth, or just back in a straight line. It's hard for me to ping it with the spectral or the spirit guardians there, but to the north. Yeah, that one.
Okay, how much damage did you do to it?
The damage. Oh yeah, I get that, don't I?
I thought you were more excited about the push.
I just wanted to push. No,
Dude, battlefield control with Eldritch Blast.
that is a 7 points of force damage.
Okay, 7 points. Okay.
Well, actually, I should say the first beam hits for 4 points. The second beam hits for 3 points of force damage.
Okay. So, and you move it back 10 feet? Nope.
Mm-hmm.
That's the circle. No, okay. We'll just move it back 10 feet into the circle. There we go. Center that on you. All right.
All right, and Killian will look to Larissa. I see you over there, and gives a bardic inspiration.
Does he
Love
though?
it.
Does he really? I'm not sure anybody. I'm not sure anybody sees her right now.
I know. I'm like,
Derek is gonna cringe watching this, us making fun of his character, but I just picture him looking at Larissa going, "Hey, little lady."
that's a D4 to what?
Well,
Bardic.
it's actually a D6.
Okay.
I believe attacks, skill checks, or
Attack
saving
rolls.
throws, right?
Okay.
Yeah, ability check, attack, or saving throw, and that can be included with your bond.
Oh, really? Okay. So technically, I have a. Cool. Thank you.
Did I move the spirit guardians, or did
I moved it. I had to move it to get to the raider.
You're fine. It's given me some. I've got some lag on this end, so I was just curious and making sure I didn't mess
No.
things up.
It was me. Don't worry about it. All right.
All right.
So,
Yeah, my mistake. That is the end of Roth's turn.
all right, Ben, back to
I'm
you.
gonna follow up with
Lore question.
Yep.
Is there a line between the Wall of Sleep and the Dreamlands? As in, are they the same thing that I'm aware of?
They are.
Okay, awesome. I think I know what to do. And Ben will look at the thing here and make sure that I remember where it is. Okay, so it's over here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, just to here so that I can see around the corner. And I will use my telekinetic shove to press down on the Dreamlands icon.
Okay. It goes down.
Okay.
You're smart.
I'm going to look at Killian and shout, "Now go press death!" And then as an action, I will look at Oliver and say, "You're faster than that." And wretch, just grab a hold of the fabric of time and yank it and throw it to the side as everything around Oliver slows down into slow motion as Oliver is hasted.
Nice.
And that is my turn.
Okay. So,
Speedy Barb, go fast.
with that, I'm going to move the Guardians out of the way real quick so I can move these Raiders. This one steps for... no, he's going to stay engaged. He reaches out to attack... do 2 attacks with his grappling claw at Hearth.
He has disadvantage on these attacks.
His turn's beginning, right? So he'll have to take these Spirit Guardians.
Yeah, what's the Spirit Guardian damage?
It is, well, they're going to make a Wisdom saving throw first.
Yeah, they don't have much.
Oh,
wow! What's your DC?
16.
It's 18 on the die. These things are dumb as crap. Okay. So, it will... Why does it have disadvantage?
A disadvantage on the attacks because that the one that is currently highlighted was who I hit with my ancestral protectors. So any attack
through the echo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
The first attack that I hit on a round causes that effect, whether it comes from me or the echo.
Double sevens. That was neat.
And its speed is halved in the area of the Spirit Guardians as well. So both. Of them.
So does a 13 hit you? Probably not.
No.
Does a 17 hit you?
No.
Then okay, both grappling claw attacks do not hit. Let's see if the other one's in the effect of the Guardians as well. So he will take. Well, first, let's see if he gets his. See if he gets his flamethrower back. He does not. His flamethrower does not recharge. You see the fluid is pumping back into the flamethrower as it's going through the tube. Does not get there yet. So he will attack with his grappling claw. 2 melee attacks on Oliver.
Did it make its saving throw for the Spirit Guardians?
Oh, let me do that real quick. That is a 14.
Okay.
Nice.
Then it is going to take 17 points of radiant damage as the spirits gash into the motors and into the wires holding its frame together.
All right, so it wasn't looking good to begin with. Definitely not looking good now. So that is going to be a 15 and a 13.
Both on Oliver?
Yep.
With a +2 AC from haste currently, that is absolutely not going to hit on either one.
Gotcha. Okay. So that will end their turns. Going into Oliver.
Cool. So Oliver will
Goes super fast.
go super fast and not move anywhere, but his echo will. So Oliver will make the hasted attack here first against the first target. So, and we'll just go ahead and make these reckless because why not? So advantage on the attacks. That's a 17 on the die, so 25 to hit on the first attack, and this is
Definitely hits.
This is on the first one up here. Reroll that one. No, well, that's the worst roll I've had in a while. That's 12 on damage to that one.
Okay.
And then using my actual attack action, I will make 2 attacks from my echo. That's a 26 to hit for 9 plus 7 is 16 points of damage. And wow. Oh, that's so bad. Oh god. That's only
Did you roll damage on this first one yet?
the first one hit for 12.
The one that Oliver's facing,
Yes.
and you hit it.
Yeah.
What'd you roll? What? Sorry. What'd you
20
roll to hit? What was your roll?
25 to hit
Okay.
for 12
And what was
points
your
of damage.
Okay. So hold on, before we resolve your echo. This one, as you rip into it with your greatsword, it shuts down. As you do enough damage to it, it starts to power down. You hear a twisting and grinding of servos. As you've done enough damage, you've broken enough of this machinery. You start hearing a pumping noise as the fluids are being pumped into his chest, and you start seeing it expand. It explodes,
Yeah, I was waiting for something.
and a ignited, piercing force as everyone within 20 feet, which would be this raider, Oliver, and yourself, and the echo. Does the echo get a dexterity save?
Yes. It
Okay,
does.
so basically everybody in this little line gives me dexterity save,
Okay.
including
it-
the raider.
Okay. Remember, Oliver, you've got a bardic inspiration and you've got the emboldening bond.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm going to use my inspiration from last game and a nat 20. There we go. Didn't even have to use bardic.
So, what was your dex save, Oliver?
So Oliver's was a 15.
You should have advantage if you're hasted,
Yeah.
I believe.
I already have advantage on dex saves, so I'd already rolled that anyway. But yeah, that is both a 15 for me and my echo.
Okay, so you both take half damage, so you take 8 points of damage.
Is it fire damage, Bill?
It is fire damage.
I'm going to jump in front of Oliver.
I think you have to be within 30 feet.
Yeah, you're too far.
Oh,
away.
okay. Never mind. My bad.
Okay. So your echo poofs out of existence.
Yep.
hmm
I'm just gonna shift it down. Oh, you took it away. Okay, that's fine.
And I just hit it.
Yep.
Yep.
And Hearth, did you make your DC? Or
Yeah.
what'd you roll?
D20. I mean, I add nat 20.
Okay. You take half damage, you take 8 fire damage as well. From this thing exploding.
Got it.
Okay. And the other one took its damage as well. It took damage from the fire explosion. Okay. So No, I put the spirit guardians on Oliver. You had fairies flying around you for a second. Alright. Sorry about that. I just
Alright.
knew I knew the explosion, and I was like,
No,
that's
that actually changes what I was going to do for the turn anyway. So cool. So as this one explodes, having heard Ben tell Killian to press something,
You hear Killian yell, "That's new!"
uh, Oliver like looks back at everybody else as the fire clears and says, "You press those. I will press these," and he will run up and like grab. He would like to grapple with his action. This
Okay.
other one running to this side here.
Alright, so give me an athletics.
18 on the die for a total of 26.
Yeah, you beat its 12. You have it grappled.
And he will start dragging it away.
You start
from...
hearing it's the roaring of servos as it's pulling against your strength. You guys see the corded muscle on Oliver just struggling with this machine. How far do you drag it?
Well, my speed is doubled currently, so grappling it, I believe dragging it, my speed is halved.
Yep.
So I have so let's see, I moved from...
It's normal speed.
Right. So I moved from here to there for 15. So that would have left... that would have left 65 left, half of that. I can drag it 30 feet.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm dragging it back over here, like back over to the hole.
Get in your hole.
So literally dragging it like back to there. I don't have an action that I can do anything else with it, but I literally have it like shoved back over to the hole. And if I can look down to see how deep said hole is, I would like to.
It's shallow.
Okay.
Like it was literally laying flat and dug itself up.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah, so I have drug it like right back over to the edge there, and that will for Shiggle's bonus action, I will put my echo back like just below it here as well.
How the hell did I lose your echo?
But as soon as the echo is back and it is at the edge there between me and my echo, that will end my turn.
Yeah, echo's there.
Cool.
All right, back up to the top. Larissa, you see Oliver struggling and wrestling with this last servitor over here.
Okay. Hold on. Him janking it changed what I was gonna do. Hold on.
Oh, I got the black long plop. Ugh.
So I'm gonna step out 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And do I have a clean shot of it even though he's grappling it?
Yeah, you can shoot. I believe you can shoot a grappled creature.
Okay. Gonna once again. Now I was in hiding for the other one. Does that still do for that one? Because I kind of popped out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you get advantage.
Okay.
Which, yeah.
Okay.
Just for the sake of brevity, yeah.
And so I'm gonna count them again. Pulls one more out, and then fires, and then so. That one. That one. And then I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration. So with the bardic inspiration, it's a 22.
Okay, you definitely hit.
Okay. And since it's engaged, there's 6. That's a 19 points of damage with the sneak attack.
19 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you shoot this arrow. It hits right into one of the servos as it's struggling with Hearth, and you start hearing the gears lock up around the shaft of the arrow.
Okay. So I'm gonna use my bonus action. No, I'm not. I'm done.
Okay.
So I just ended my turn. So
All right. So, Hearth, it's your turn.
Okay. So this thing's still alive.
Well, it wasn't alive to begin with, but yeah, it's still active.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
it's
still moving.
Mm.
Got it.
And thus spun off
All right.
the debate of what alive means amongst the party.
Okay. Now, Hearth is going to move over to this chaos button and be ready with that. But
Do you stand
some
on it?
of the nope. Some of the spirit guardians are going to re-emerge into Hearth's body and come out again as sacred flame. As Hearth casts sacred flame on the one next to Oliver.
Okay,
It's
it will
going
get this.
to make a DC 16 dexterity saving throw.
And it will have disadvantage because it's grappled. But I rolled a 20 and a 17, so 19.
And that happens. All right, that is Hearth's turn. Killian says to Ben very quickly, I think I know where you're going with this, but what after death? As he's moving, he waits for a response from you. As he aims the pistol and fires his repelling blast, eldritch blast, at the death symbol.
Nice.
You fire your repelling blast at the death symbol and you hit it. I'm just going to go ahead and give it to you. You hit it and you because I get what you're doing. You're trying to push it down.
Yeah, it's pushing it down. Yeah, with the.
As soon as you push it down, it comes right back up.
Does the Dreamlands one come back up as well?
I've thought have you been maintaining pressure on it?
No.
It comes back up.
Noted. Okay, that changes order of operations.
Okay. Because I thought you were still holding it down with your telekinesis.
I mean, if mechanically that's not necessarily something that's built into it, but we'll deal with it when it comes to my turn.
Yeah.
That is good information,
All right, anyway.
valuable process.
As Killian says that, well, damn it. And he runs over. 15. He's right here. To get there, and then that is his turn.
Okay.
Okay. Seeing, because this is all happening so quickly, seeing the Dreamlands one pop back up, Ben's gonna shout, I guess it takes more pressure. And as an action, I'm going to look at Killian. Actually, no. As an action, I'm going to look at Larissa. And my mind will link out and bridge with hers. Larissa, you hear in your head, after I only get so many words. After Killian step on law, and I kind of do my best. Step on law.
Okay.
I do my best to, with my bit of telekinetic and telepathic energy, kind of nudge your eyesight a little bit towards the rune that is law. And I'm going to run over and stand on Dreamlands.
Okay, you stand as you. Can you make it there?
I mean, if you will let me do it telekinetically, I will do that. But
you can. You've got the movement to make it there.
Yeah, I mean, if I can do it telekinetically to press down and not have to physically go there, then that's one thing.
If it's, I thought it was in the ability. If it's not, in the ability, so
it's a pulse wave basically. Go ahead.
As you go to step on this relief, you stand on it, and as it pushes down about half an inch, you feel it lock and a click.
Noted. Did it feel like it required my full weight, or does it feel like something that's about 50 pounds would do it too?
It feels like
Translation, can I use tannin for one of these?
Hold on.
Ben's over here playing with puzzles in the middle of a fight.
So, it felt like it needed your full body weight to stand on it.
Cool. That is it for me, because I only get so many words in a round. So that's it for me.
Okay, so the raider will try to break the grapple. Give me a strength check or athletics check.
23.
Yeah, you beat his.
His
His is a 16. He's got +4 to strength. So, that was his action. Well, but I will recharge. Let's see. He does get his fire hose back. So, that was his action to try to break free. Got to break free. Next up is Oliver.
So, Oliver would like to drop it back down in its hole.
Okay.
Just kind of moving it over the edge and dropping it back down there. And then take...
Do you let go of it?
Yeah, I'll let go of it. If it's a shallow hole, it's still going to be like within reach there. So Oliver will then step back, and the Echo will come up and make a series of attacks on it.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and make these reckless.
Because it's an Echo.
19 on the die and 17 on the die for the first two.
19 hits, 17 barely hits.
It's on the die, so +8 to both of those. Yeah. So, I mean, 27 and 25. So the first attack will be 9 + 2 is 16 points of damage. And the second attack is 17 points of damage. So 33 points of damage between the two of them.
All right. If
it is still ticking, I will do more. But if that's enough,
as the Echo slams down with that final attack, it grinds and halts and ceases and falls into the hole. But you still hear that pumping of fluid very quickly as his chest starts to expand. And it explodes, and everyone within 20 feet, Oliver's just out, Echo, and Killian need to
I
make
was hoping throwing it
dexterity
back down in
saves.
the hole was gonna at least like shorten the range of it or something a little bit. But
That's
I mean,
shallow
even
grave.
I mean my regardless of what my echo rolls, it's gonna poof out in the flames.
Yeah.
So
Give me a dex save, Killian.
That is a 9.
9. He fails, taking 17 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And the Echo, pass or fail, Echo is poofed.
yep. Sorry,
And
that ends my turn, so that leaves it to you, Larissa.
And that is it. There is no more. Combat ends. As this very quick exchange between you and these servitors, Roth patting out flames on his chest and everything, looks very, very angry, and he's like, "Damn it! I should have known. The damn military."
Is that what passes for technology these days?
I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, it's you, you gotta be an Empire kid to understand.
The ancient Arcadian Empire kid raises an eyebrow at him. But we can discuss that later. The pattern, I think, is one after another. Is Dreamlands, death, law, chaos, and then the outer planes.
Okay, so
So I'm stepping on Dreamlands. I need someone to press down on death and hold it until it locks.
So, yeah.
on the small dial, not the right.
There's only one of each.
There's
Yeah.
only one of each.
Okay, so who's standing on which?
All right.
So I think he told Roth to stand on death and then me to stand on
Larissa
law.
to stand on law.
Okay. I can't see that dial on the left.
You just passed it, actually. It was back in the middle one.
Okay.
I think it's this one
Here,
here.
I believe. Yeah.
That one. Yeah, okay. There you go.
And then a direct
As-
hearth. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Where do you?
As just waiting for Larissa, as if they've been waiting for it. Hearth steps forward onto the chaos.
Okay. As you step on Dreamlands, it goes down and you feel a click. As Killian steps on Death, it slides down half an inch and you feel a click. As Larissa steps on Law, it slides down and you hear a click. As you step on Chaos, it slides down, but everyone else's resets and pushes them back up.
So maybe the different pattern? Or should we try it without
No,
chaos?
the pattern is correct. Chaos is incorrect. The primordials and chaos are in the same line. It would make sense that it would be the primordials, but which? That doesn't make
So-
sense. Can I make a big brain roll? Because there are 4 elements there, but player Gabriel is not noting any particular one to be indicative of primordials.
Investigate the circle. All I can suggest.
Well, does the first riddle matter? Because it said one must look backwards.
That's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So half of 10 is 5. 5 triggers, but we must go
Right.
backwards. And the poem, and he spits on the ground. the
Mhm.
poem of the Tanwir. There are 6 truths. The Katia were imprisoned, or the Katia stole the throne of the gods. The
Okay.
Al-Qadima were imprisoned behind the Wall of Sleep, which is the Dreamlands. War dawned and gave birth to death. So death. Katia forged weapons of law. That's the law imprint. Chaos gave birth to the primordials. Chaos not being the correct trigger, we need to know
Sure.
which of these will trigger for the primordials. And then after that was the void, the throne of the Al-Qadima, which is the outer planes.
Roll an intelligence check.
Just straight int.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if chaos
Night-
and law need a switch.
Chaos. I think chaos
Nine-
is the
19
last.
plus.
Yeah.
Chaos also stands for the outer planes. The void was considered the outer planes, the planes that are beyond the wheel.
But then we're still missing one more.
It says before the void.
Before all, there was the void. So
Or-
my theory is that the outer planes or the void are the last thing to hit. Chaos gave birth to the primordials.
Well,
So far, it's been the last line. So the Wall of Sleep, Death, Law, following the pattern would be primordials, and then Throne of Al-Qadima, which is the outer planes. Now let's try it.
yeah, I'm just wondering if like we're looking at their law wrong, but that could just be
No.
me.
Law is correct.
Okay.
Law locked in. So let's try this.
Okay.
And I'll kind of orchestrate the group if everybody will follow.
Mhm.
So it'll go Dreamlands, Death, Law. So all 3 of those will click.
Right.
And then Outer Planes. So if Hearth steps on the Outer Planes, what happens?
Hearth will.
So someone steps on Dreamland, someone steps on Death, someone steps on Law, and then someone steps on Outer Planes, right?
Yes. 'Tis the goal.
Dreamland's Death and Law lock. As soon as you step on Outer Planes, they lift and reset.
So it has to be primordials then.
Mhm.
Primordials represent the elements. I think I have the outer planes part right. It's the 4th trigger. In Straterra lore, what does Ben know about the primordials?
Primordials were a force used by the Void to fight. They were represented by large, massive, colossal elementals that
Yeah.
that fought within the Dawn War against the Katia, and when the Void was chaos, the Void, the Outer Planes, were fought back and trapped beyond the Wall of Sleep.
So my thought goes back to the elements then.
Mm-hmm.
If you all don't mind bearing with me here, and I will talk everybody through it with stepping on Earth as the next one.
Okay. So you step on Dreamlands, Death, Law. They all lock. Who steps on Earth?
Hearth will.
As you step on Earth, it slides down, and you hear a lock.
Oliver,
Which
I
one
will-
next?
the outer planes.
So
If-
Or no, it's this one here.
To
Oliver will
dreamland.
step forward to the outer planes then.
As you step on that one, it slides down, and you hear a lock as there's a rumbling noise and a cracking as the center square, a circle, other than the one that Hearth is standing on, begins to move. And all three chevrons start being pulled away from each other to reveal a stairwell flooded with water.
Oh.
Hmm.
We
Is there something you can do about this, or do we go for a swim?
do we still have, I mean, if he doesn't have anything we can do about it, do we still have the potion of,
We've got potions of water breathing.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, don't we have the potions of water breathing?
We do.
Mm-hmm.
I actually really liked writing that puzzle.
That was good.
It was-
That was good.
it-
Yeah.
yeah, the six truths was a nice touch. Potions of water breathing for 1 hour.
Hearth speaks up and says, I could go a little deeper before we make a commitment. Perhaps there is something that I may be able to affect.
Curious. As we're talking, I'm gonna walk around and step on water.
It goes down. Doesn't lock.
Okay. It was worth checking. Interesting. If I connect with you telepathically, you can leave the range. You can go further, and I can still communicate with you. You just have to be close for me to connect. So if you wish to explore a bit, we can stay in touch.
Very well. Yeah. And yeah, as this is going on, the spirit guardians are still flitting around, so they'll come down with me too. The spiritual weapon as well.
Okay.
Well, the spiritual weapon may plink out, but let me see. Yeah, the spiritual weapon is gone.
How long does spiritual guardian stay up?
10 minutes.
Okay. So, as you are going down this stairwell, the same feel of the temple above as this whole carvings and architecture just seems alien, familiar yet alien, as if this whole temple was renovated by someone new. Also, this water, you being a construct, you can breathe, but it's salt water. And it doesn't look like this area is supposed to be flooded. Like, it wasn't designed this way.
Sure.
This might be something new. Working your way down, roll me a investigation check.
That's an 8.
Okay. So you get about halfway down the stairwell as it is tight as you're walking down, looking towards you. You're seeing your light shining above before you in the dust kicked up as you're walking. And please excuse me for 1 second. No, I don't want to look it up. As you step on one of the steps coming down, the sound of just pressure around your head, you feel something change, a shift in the weave as you look, not noticing coming down. You step on an arcane glyph, and electricity shoots through your foot, up your body, through your chest, and you take 26 points of lightning damage.
Oof.
As the electricity just filters out through the water around you, and the glyph is spent.
So, out of curiosity, through the protective bond, I'm not going to try and like jump to take the damage or anything, but through the protective bond, would he still have been close enough for me to know that that happened?
30 feet.
No, you're past that.
Okay.
At this point, you would be past that. Do you continue, Hearth?
Am I connected to you, Ben?
Yes.
I can speak to you in my own head.
Yes.
There are glyphs to protect this place. I have found one.
How far have you gone?
Do I have an idea of how far I've gone down the stairs, Bill? About
60, 70 feet.
60, 70 feet. I relay that.
Several stories. I'll relay that to the group. Should we go after him then?
I worry he gets too far, but he can take care of himself. What does he think? The light he carries is very strong.
So, as this is going on, Hearth is going to not want that to happen again. So, Hearth is going to cast Resilient Sphere and continue moving down the stairs.
I'm curious, very, very curious, and this is just Bill. Can you control the environment in Resilient Sphere? Like, if you cast it right now, is it going to be filled with water?
No, it can. Well, I guess. Well, I don't know. Let's see.
You, like, make a snow globe out of yourself?
It encloses me. So what I'm thinking is, it's up to you. But I mean, if I were a DM, I'd probably rule that the water is. If you're in water when you do it,
Yeah,
there's
because
water
it's not.
inside.
It's not like Ben's bubble.
Right. So if I were to do it outside, you could do the air, and a creature in the sphere can breathe, is specifically stated in the rules. But I would rule that since I'm encapsulated in the water, it's not going to matter for me. But if I were to do it with
this
someone
was.
else,
This was just curious to me. Like, So, okay,
But
you cast Resilient Spear.
nothing, not physical objects, energy, or other spell effects can pass through the barrier in or out.
Okay.
And it's weightless and just large enough to contain me.
How long
And I
does
can
it
use
last?
up to a minute, and I can use my action to push against the sphere's walls and roll the sphere at up to half my speed.
Okay, so
So
you start.
double moving, I can go 30 feet.
It's tight within
Sure.
here, but you're able to, you hamster ball it down. You get about 10 more feet, and that static charge goes off again as lightning splashes around you as you set off another one.
I say
But
to Ben,
because
I
of the
found it.
spear, you're fine.
Yeah. Found another. And continue down.
Do you wish us to follow?
I think I will need all of you at some point. I will try and handle any traps that I find. I have found a method.
Very well.
So you keep going, and you finally reach the end of the stairwell about the time that your spell is up. I know. Stop.
So Ben will take out his potion of water breathing. It seems it is time for us to follow.
I don't suppose he's found a way to get rid of the water then.
Not that he has stated, no. I have 3 of these, so that will help some. They'll only last an hour, so we have time to work with.
Nurse kind of like looks down, like kind of shakes her head.
Not
I
a
guess
fan
if
of the
there's
water.
just no, not water in strange places.
Hello there, everybody. This is Jacob with the Forever DMs with a quick personal apology for the blip that we had at the end of our stream yesterday. Unfortunately, some technical issues came up, and we were closing in on on wrapping everything up there anyway, so we just went ahead and called the stream. Just popping back in here today to give a quick little list of announcements that we missed at the end of it. First and foremost, you did not miss anything at the end of the episode. We will be picking up right where we left off with the party diving down into the waters of Broken Gate to catch up with Hearth as we continue our exploration of that super spooky place. And we will, in the meantime, have Shooting the Crit on Tuesday the 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bill, myself, and Sean Mist from our Thrain game will be on there discussing a few things and having a good time, so I hope you come and join us. Also, the next episode of Thrain itself will be on Tuesday the 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the next episode when we will continue Breakfast and Dragons will be Saturday the 17th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Excuse me. So, we hope you join us on any and all of those nights. Thank you for watching and hope you have a great day. Take care.